helpful for the test next week. Again, you get to do it together, but hopefully you're getting this. So we're on page 133, 134. All right. And I'm gonna come sit someplace. I need something first. Need a calculator, because I can't calculate in my head anymore. Sorry. Must have bumped my head too hard at some point. Alright, all of this will definitely be helpful come the opportunity on Tuesday. Alright, problem number 1 on page 133, 134. It's talking about the categories of hurricanes. And we want to calculate the expected value. Alright, so help me out. Expected value. Expected value was what?
Alright, so the expected is 18 times 39 divided by 110.
Oh no, what was the equation for it?
Yeah.
No, like what's...
Oh, the answer? You just want the answer?
No, the actual equation. Expected...
Oh,
Is it
you're
observed?
talking about... Oh, you're talking about observed minus expected squared.
Observed minus expected squared over the expected. Right, that's it, right? Alright, cool. So calculate, problem number 1, calculate the chi-square expected value.
But you gotta figure out the expected because it doesn't give us it.
What's that?
You gotta figure out the expected because it doesn't give us it.
Right, and so...
that's 18 times 39 divided by 110.
Yeah, so it's the row total times the column total
Yeah. Divided by the whole thing.
divided by the entire total. Alright, so we want category 3 Pacific. Okay, so category 3 is 18. There's 18 of them. Pacific is 39. And then the actual total is 110. So you're going 18 times 39 divided by 110. What'd you get?
6.4.
6.4?
The observed is 6, so then we know the equation.
Huh?
So then we know the other equation. I'm sorry, but it's square.
Oh. Calculate the observed and the expected.
I know the observed is 6.
Yeah. So then the observed, so this is to find just our, so observed is, you said 6,
Yep.
minus 6.4 quantity squared divided by our expected, which is
6.4.
6.4. And that came out to
I got 0.025.
0.025. Sweet. Okay, so the main thing that you make sure you have to find this first. Find this as the first thing. And then you plug into this one. So this equation here definitely will be helpful for you. And then this equation will be helpful for you. And number 2 says we want a category 5 in the Atlantic. So category 5 looks like 7. Atlantic is 53. And then the 110 still, so 7 times 53 divided by 110, what'd you get? Let's see, 7 times 53 divided by 110. So that comes out to 3.4. So then we're going to, so Atlantic, category 5, there's 2 of them. Hello. Hello. Alright, so we're gonna go, and you guys who just came in, we're on 133. So that's gonna be that minus 3.4 plus squared divided by the 3.4. So, is my top one right? 6 minus 6.4 squared. Divided by 64, right? Yeah, yeah. All right, and then we're gonna go 2 minus 3.4, square that. That's 1.96 divided by, I got 0.58 too. Sweet. Then number 3 says we want category 2 in the Indian Ocean. Okay, so category 2, there's 28 of them. Indian Ocean, you got 18 of them. So we're gonna go 28 times 18 divided by 110. Times 18 divided by 110. So 4.5, so they're expecting that, and then I'm gonna go, and that's gonna be category 2 Indian Ocean, category 2 Indian Ocean, there's 4 of them, minus 4.5, quantity squared, divided by 4.5, so 0.5 squared, divided by 4.5, so 0.06 roughly, rounded. And then explain the meaning of the expected value found in problem 3. So in problem 3, so problem number 4, we expect 4.5 category 2 hurricanes in the Indian Ocean. That's basically all you're looking at there. All right. Then number 5, state the null and the alternative. So our null, our alternative. So our null is, what is this looking at? Younger women, older women versus morning or night people. Okay, so women is equal to independent. Women is not equal to independent. Or you could say equal to dependent.
Oh, I just have tendinitis. Nothing special.
In your foot? Yikes.
All the way up my leg. Awesome.
Then calculate the observed. So again, our observed is going to be minus expected, quantity squared, divided by expected. And then our chi-squared is going to be row total times column total over the total. All right. So we want younger women, so number 6, younger who are morning people. All right, so
79 times 100.
so morning person. Totals here.
And then younger women would be 100, because there's only younger women. Maybe divide that by 200.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. I was, the darn lines got in my way. So divide by 200. So 7,900 divided by 200, 39.5. And then our chi-square,
32 minus 39.5 squared.
you did what? 39.5 what?
It'd be 32 minus 39.5.
Yeah, 32 minus 39.5. There we go. Quantity squared divided by the 39.5. Right?
I got 1.42.
1.42. squared divided by 39.5, 1. Wait, you got 1.2 or 1.4? 1.42, yeah. So rounded one decimal, 1.4. Cool. Yay, doing good. Backside, 134. With me so far? Dead or alive, first, second, third crew. Okay, wait, this is how individuals are distributed along the variable table. Example, the class of ticket and whether the person survived the Titanic.
Deep.
Alright, so how many cells does the table have? We have first, second, third, and crew, dead and alive. So we have 8 cells. You don't count the totals. And state the null and the alternative. So null and the alternative. Survivor is independent. Survival is not independent, or you could say survival equals dependent. Alright. And then number 8. Make a full. Okay, so this is going to take us a little while to do. Okay, so problem number 8. I'm going to write these equations down because I can't remember. So,
Do you want us to do dead or alive for every single one?
yeah, observed
That's what fucking take.
minus expected. Quantity squared over expected. And chi-squared is row total times the column total over the total. Okay. I'm gonna copy and paste that. Copy. So, yeah, so there's gotta be a way that we can run through, oh man, that's a whole lot of math, isn't it?
Way
So,
too much there.
yeah,
You take us the rest of the period.
yeah, I would, it's an awful lot of math, cause you're,
Cause you gotta figure out
Yeah.
the alive for first, second, third, last.
yeah, so you have
You got
basically
8,
16 problems to do, don't you? Cause you have,
2,
you have
4.
8 there, but then you have to find the,
You gotta find the chi-square too.
yeah,
So yeah, basically 16 problems.
holy cow, alright. So, let's see. Alright, ready? James, you pick. Alive versus dead. Dead, okay?
That's gotta be more than
You
alive.
do dead, I'll do alive.
No, we'll pick one cell to do. So dead,
Oh,
and
But,
class 1, 2, 3, or crew?
2.
2. Alright, so we'll do dead in class 2.
How many do you think died in class 3 just in general? I feel like all of them.
Do what?
I feel like everyone in class 3 died. Because weren't they the ones that were like working on the ship at the very bottom that they then trapped at the bottom?
Yeah, I think some got out.
Oh, okay, sure.
Right? I mean, according to this data table, is this accurate? I don't know.
True.
I mean, it looks like it came copied from someplace. That might be legit. Alright, so observed. So we want dead 2. So dead 2, you're talking about dead in class 2, there is
67.
167. Alright, so observed minus expected over the expected. Alright, so we have to figure out where do I just go with that? Alright, so where do we get there? Class 2. So in class 2, there's 285 of them, and the amount of dead people is 1490 total. So, how are we gonna go? Where do you wanna go with this? And then the people who are dead that are in class 2, would have been 167. Where should we go?
Not the Titanic, that's for sure.
Not on the Titanic, no, it's at the bottom of the ocean. Do you guys know how the Titanic was found? Like
How?
why it was found?
How?
Does anybody know?
Because they were looking for Rose's necklace.
No. Well, in the movie, yes.
Sorry.
The company that found the Titanic, do you wanna know why they found the Titanic?
Tell us.
Like, were they, do you think they were legitimately looking for the Titanic,
No.
or were they looking for something else?
Definitely something else.
Yeah, do you know what they were looking for?
Oh, yeah, the bomb.
Yeah, there was, either a submarine or a nuclear bomb on a plane that, it was like top secret, so the military said, we know that this went down in this area, and so the company that was contracted by the government said, we can go find this, and they had these submersibles that were able to go to those incredible depths going, we didn't find the bomb, but look what we found.
Awesome.
That's a big ship that's cut in half. Like, and with further review, they realized they found the Titanic. So, yeah, it was kind of a cheap history. All right, so where should we go on this problem? How do we go?
So what you wanna do is,
I want to eventually get to chi-squared.
wait.
So I'll take care of the row total. So 1490 times the column total, 285, divided by the total, 2201. 1490 times 285, divided by 2201. So we're getting this. But observed versus expected, how do we get that? Anybody? Yeah, go ahead. What's your math? So I'm looking for this part.
Oh, so all you gotta do is go 167 minus 189.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look today.
The dead is second, right? Yes, it's 167 minus 192.
And also, there's this Walmart thing
Per
up
square,
there,
divided by
down in
192.
King Carl.
Divided by 192.9,
Yeah, it's
thank you.
selling there.
So 167 minus 192.9,
And they're cheap.
square that,
So they're cheap.
divided by 192.9. So that's gonna give me my 3.5.
That's great.
Sweet.
Like 20.
And then, obviously, if we didn't do all of this, we can't figure out which cell has the highest chi-square value. But I will make sure on the test, I don't have you write out that much work. Holy crow, that's a lot of work.
I did live for the second if you want.
Oh, we're okay, we're good. Because that would still leave us, 6 more to do with it.
I did live live.
Imagine right now on that car.
So, I don't know, kinda goofy, kinda fun. I mean, not fun that people passed away on the Titanic. I mean, how many of you have seen the movie Titanic? A lot of us have, I would imagine. It was a long movie, wasn't it, like 3 hours?
Yeah, it's no, 2.5, but though, like close.
But it was a longer movie than you would expect.
True.
But,
It's a really good one.
and I guess the scene from where it had hit the iceberg to where it eventually sank was close to the time that it actually sank, like that
Oh,
span
really?
of time. Like if that whole, from hitting the Titanic to sinking, let's say it took 86 minutes, that part of the movie is 86 minutes long.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's also crazy.
Yeah, I could not, I mean, hitting that kind of water at that temperature,
Yeah.
it's not what I want. All right, so I am now going to be on page 56. You with me?
Hella.
Page 56. All right. So chi-squared test of independence. After calculating the observed, the expected, and chi-squared values, You add the chi-square value to obtain the chi-square test. Use chi-square CDF to calculate a p-value to make a decision to reject or fail to reject the null hypothesis. Okay, so we'll have to use Desmos eventually. However, the method for computing the degrees of freedom for this is different. In the goodness of fit test, recall the degrees of freedom is the number of categories, subtract 1. In the chi-square test, there are 2 separate variables. Okay, so we have to figure out the degrees of freedom first.
Let me see.
So this is going to be the number of rows minus 1 times
I'm booted.
the number of columns minus 1. Okay, so that's going to find us our degrees of freedom. So in this case, we would have 3 rows minus 1 times 5 columns minus 1. So that's going to give me 2. That's going to give me 4. So our degrees of freedom is going to be 8. All right. So I think we had done this. Let me go to stats.
So we're just trying to find the degrees of freedom of the whole problem?
Yeah, so it's the number of rows minus 1 times the number of columns minus 1.
Oh, I got you.
So 2 times 4 is 8.
I got you.
And I think I did that here.
What the hell are you
Stats.
guys planning?
I think it was under last week.
What the hell are you guys planning? Why are you going to Wyoming? What are you getting there?
Nope. Was it
I don't believe you.
10?
You know, you get fireworks.
Oh, was that what you were talking about? That makes sense. Why were you talking
Stat
about?
analysis.
Good luck. I hope you get that. That should be part of your senior prank.
We already have a.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Okay, chi-square
Okay,
distribution
but you'll tell me
decimals.
once,
Alright.
once you've done it. and you'll
So-
be like, that
Good
was
time
fun.
for graduating.
First thing we're going to do is set up the degrees of freedom, which in this case will be 8.
It's gonna be great.
Okay? So you have to use what I've done on Desmos on
Graduation for it.
in there. So we have degrees of freedom 8. And so in the case we have, okay, so in the above display, there are 15 chi-squared values for each cell. These 15 values. So if we went through all of that math, figure out each one of those cells, we come up with a chi-square, or we come up with a the value. If we were to do all 15 of those iterations, they're doing the math for us, comes out to 4.662. That would basically be back on this problem. If you added up all these cells together, that's what they're doing, but you know we have a different number. So 4.662. So we're going to round this to 4.7 because that's what our stuff will do 1 decimal. And so if we do that, we can just move this down. You're good. So I got 4.7. So our answer in this case is going to be roughly 0.79. So our p-value here, when we do this math with our slider to 4.7 rounded to 1 decimal,
What is she wearing?
our
Aren't you wearing
significance level is 0.79.
That's weird. I don't know how to explain that.
What is she wearing?
What you do is you would have to sum all those up. So they've already done it and said it comes out to 4.662. So I rounded it to
So
4.7.
the 15
Red.
is
I'm actually so good.
all
Is
the
it black?
cat 1, 2,
That's
5.
No, it was
Add
red.
those
It was
and
red.
divide it by.
She's wearing red.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
wearing black.
So basically, we're trying to meet.
Oh yeah, Dylan.
Yeah, so basically what it would be,
I'm
is
basic.
remember
Just
this
go.
last problem we did, we found the dead in class 2,
Oh, so they found it for every single one.
every single one, and then they added that up.
All right.
They added them all
Are
up
we
to
gonna
get,
have to do that?
I will make sure we don't.
Okay, good. Because I was gonna say.
Now, what I'll do is I'll just say, I'll probably say, you have 1 cell to find, and then I'll say, hey, you know, if we did all 15 cells, this is what they would have added up to in
Find the
that.
p-value.
Yeah, to find the p-value.
Alright.
So our p-value on this, I just forgot what it was, using Desmos, came out to 0.79. Okay, so this had to be done by Desmos. And so this is a pretty high p-value because normally we're looking at 0.05. This is bigger than 0.05. This is bigger than 0.05. So being it's bigger than 0.05, we would have to fail to reject our null. Okay? So there's not strong enough evidence. Okay, so is the p-value is greater than a reasonable value of alpha, so we fail to reject the null. There is not strong evidence of this data that the ocean hurricane intensity are dependent on each other. So if you remember, they set the null up as this, and the alternative is this. Ocean equals independent. Ocean equals dependent. We're testing this. This showed that. Very high. So not strong evidence. To support the null or the alternative. Okay? So that's what's basically taking place on this problem. Okay? You figure it out? Use your foot to slip. It'll work.
Yeah, I fumbled the bag.
It worked. I like it. Alright, so informally this tells us we can't use one variable to predict another, so we can't predict an Indian Ocean hurricane is as likely to be a category 5 as any other hurricane, for example. The assumptions are, as the goodness of fit test, the sampling must be random. Each expected value must be greater than 5. In this scenario, the random sampling assumptions are hard to check. Are these hurricanes truly random of all possible hurricanes? One thing's clear, however, how many expected values are less than 5? This is a chi-square test. We shouldn't put too much faith in saying that. Alright. Made it.
Damn it, I fumbled the bag.
Alright.
She asked me all these questions. No, she said come back. I have to reread
Look.
the book again.
At page
Dude, I
135 and
couldn't remember
140.
anything.
What do you mean you couldn't
Or
remember?
135.
I couldn't remember a
You didn't know
single
to
thing.
start.
What?
You didn't know
Deal?
to start.
Only look at it. Do not think
I read it. I've read
I
the
will
book
work
like
them all
4
out
times.
for
You
you, so
can't
I'll have them for you for
You
tomorrow.
actually read the book?
Yeah, I used to read books all the time.
And I will be done.